and that man breaking records and hearts is Indigo Father
That's me.
Eric D. Andrews.
Well, bro,
Don't
why you
ask
gotta
for
say
what
my
the
whole
D
fucking
stand
name?
for. You know what I'm saying? Will of D in the
Will of the
building.
D, yeah,
Will of the
yeah.
D. And I am Omega Marcussus. Your
Meekus.
yep, Meek, aka Meekus, aka Pinata Battle. And today we're not going right into Mistborn Book 3. We're gonna take a little break because it's spooky season, y'all.
Spooky.
Y'all ready to
Woo!
get spooky with us?
Boo!
Oh,
That's good.
shit!
Hey, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god!
I should have gave a warning
Yeah,
before I
yeah.
scared all y'all. Shit.
But
My
before we get
bad.
into it, you know what I'm saying? We got to do something. We got something special. We're getting legitimized, and we got a little bit of
We getting
yeah.
seasonal on y'all motherfuckers.
But this is year round around here.
What's that? What's that mean?
Wait, can you hear the sound?
No.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Wait, hold on. I was
Holy
wondering,
shit! I was like,
yo,
I was confused as fuck. I'm like, bro, wait, what?
bro, I was already jamming to our.
Oh shit! I can hear it.
They not ready.
That's just
They not
fire.
air horn.
I
Air
didn't know you could
horn.
play sounds. How'd you do that?
Uh,
Oh, oh, we got sound bites. We got a soundboard. Oh shit. Oh my god. Just spam them. Just spam them from now on. Oh my fucking god.
that would. Let's get into it.
That's just hard. Nate cooked on that. Shouts out Nate.
Shout out to Nate
Shouts out
Assad,
Nate. Shouts out Nate.
lifelong friend of ours. Hey, you can catch him at Sunday Monday in our D&D videos that
Yeah,
are up
Sunday,
on
Monday.
YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, what we talking about today, gang?
Well, we're getting
Are we
spooky,
getting
man, because
festive?
yeah, we're getting festive. Honestly, I'm gonna be real, bro. Dan, can I be real for a second?
Just for a second, but go ahead.
You know they got gingerbread haunted houses at Target right now.
You dead ass?
Yeah. So
Gingerbread
Alyssa,
haunted houses.
like a month ago, Alyssa was like, "I'm gonna have a girls' night. I'm gonna have gingerbread haunted houses."
What the fuck? Wait, hold on, wait. First off, big move for gingerbread. You don't really eat
Right.
gingerbread you don't see here or anything about gingerbread outside of the Christmas season, but they're expanding themselves. They really upgraded with gingerbread haunted houses. That's smart as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Gingerbread's going all season. Okay, you
Oh
heard it here
fuck.
first.
All right,
We
let's
are on the verge of Fourth of July gingerbread,
oh, gingerbread fireworks.
Valentine's ginger. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god!
Gingerbread Valentine's Day hearts.
Oh my god!
Wait.
Oh my
Whoa. We
god!
can't be giving these ideas for free to Big Ginger. Mark.
You're right. Big Ginger, reach out to
Dude, I
us.
want to do some sound bites. Give me the power. Give me the
I
permission.
don't know if I can.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, man. But yeah, Big Gingerbread, reach out to us at the pod, Indigo Father, Omega Marcussus. We have lots of ideas for you to break in to the trans-seasonal space, okay? It doesn't have to be a thing of Christmas and Halloween anymore, okay? We got other things. We have parts of a plan for you.
Concepts of a. We got concepts. All right, we're not getting political on this
No. We
podcast.
don't need to.
We're here to talk about some spooky books,
Oh
horror
yeah, spooky
novels,
books.
short stories, all them
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying? We getting into it. We're getting in
Honestly,
the spirit.
yeah, man. I'm gonna be real. That's like, I think part of the reason why I love reading so much is because of short stories. And
Hmm.
a lot of the short stories that I read growing up, outside of like, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, were a lot of like really weird short stories.
Hmm. I'm pretty new to like horror short stories. I don't have many that I've perused, as it were. But I got a few in the, I got a few in there that we could talk about. Um, One that I've read today that I also had you listen to was fucking
Ooh,
Bloodchild.
Bloodchild by Octavia
Octavia
Butler,
Butler, the GOAT, the genius.
the goat.
This is the
Yes,
first thing I've ever read of her, and I am already a massive fan because this shit was fucked up.
that shit was
It was fucked
nasty.
up.
It was nasty.
Yeah, so Bloodchild, if you're trying to get into it already,
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Bloodchild, it's about this kid who is it seems like a lot of it is it's a short story, so you get a lot of it from context, but it seems like this kid, he is uh, on a different planet from Earth. He's a human, and at the beginning of the story, you just understand that he is talking to like some creature, some alien or something that he's familiar with. He describes it as like having a bunch of like arms, having claws, having like a stinger, and
This the skin is described as velvety, like
yeah.
deceptively velvety in the
hmm
story.
And she's feeding him eggs, her eggs,
She's
and
feeding his whole family
she's
eggs,
feeding
but
his
he
whole family's eggs. Yeah.
he gets a whole egg this
hmm
evening. But I will say one of the things that Octavia Butler does so well, like as in this short story, is you're introduced very quickly to this like symbiotic relationship between boy and freaky
Yeah.
alien centipede thing in a way
Yeah.
that's so disturbing, like the closeness, you know what I mean, like they're like, yeah, and my sister and my brother in Talak or Tagalib or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, wait, what the fuck? And then they're like, and it skitters and sits up a meter and it has like a, and it's like very jarring
I think
how,
of it as like a big ass like spider like type creature,
yeah, yeah,
something like that. But it speaks English, and it's friends with his mom, and they're like
right.
it's like kind of a part of the family, and also they're politicians.
It's a big part of the family, and
Yeah.
yes, this creature has a like um Tagori
hmm
uh Tagatoy is like
Took
a
it to him.
political alien
Yeah.
figure, and and it, I think it doesn't really go too much into the politicalness of it, other than the fact that um this family friend who feeds this family their eggs, and also the eggs are weird because the eggs get you kind of drunk and in a
hmm
stupor, and then you're just kind of like fucking around and like,
Yeah. Also, her stinger can like do different things, like put you to sleep or
yeah,
something. But yeah, through the story, you're just kind of getting a feel that they are very familiar with this fucking creature. So likely, not only just these humans, but probably more than one or two generations of humans have been living amongst these creatures. And you basically come to find out that there is a symbiotic relationship between these creatures and humans, where these female creatures, or what do they call them?
the what do you
The
mean, the
they call their species the something. I can't think of what it's called.
Nintlick, Entlick,
The click is what I something. Yeah, I think they were just calling it
yeah,
the click. So they basically the female clicks will use humans as hosts for their offspring. And in most stories like Alien, that's kind of the same thing that they do, except this is a like mutual thing. Like they like the humans like agree to this kind of. And the story, the boy, the main character, he is going to be this creature's um seed bed, in a
yeah.
disgusting way to put it.
Seedbed's nasty.
That's nasty. That's a nasty way to put it, but that's exactly what it is. Like he's basically a seedbed, and like you also follow his struggle well, his eventual struggle after he witnesses what this process is going to kind of be like. Like a
Yeah.
guy comes in and he's like fucked up. He got shit writhing around in him, and then they end up like the creature ends up cutting the little babies out of him
Yeah,
and
he
then
gets a
putting them in a
C-section.
yeah, he gets a C-section. It's fucking gross, and it freaks out the main character. And at that point, he's like, "Damn, I don't know if I want to go through with this." Like I guess he spent his whole life being told like, "This is what your purpose kind of is. This is what is going to happen. Sure, you're gonna live, but this is just going to be a part of your life because you were chosen or you
Yeah,
were
you were
given
chosen.
by your mom or whatever."
And his sister is also like very into the idea of being a breeder for these
Yeah.
aliens, but also the humans are used to like the women have to breed other humans, and so the men are usually the hosts for these eggs of this alien. And
Mm-hmm.
it's and the whole time I'm just freaked out
Yeah.
because of
It's
the
fucked up.
well, because of his willingness to like be
Yeah.
this seed bed, as you
It's like
put
a part of the culture at this point.
yeah,
Like it's
it's a
just
cultural
something
thing.
that happens. It's something that
Yeah,
just is.
until he
Um,
sees like what that entails, and like
yeah.
that man comes and then he has to watch a grown man get a C-section,
Hmm.
and then he realized, and then his older brother is also like, yeah, that shit's fucked up. Like
Yeah,
that's what
his
you
older
want,
brother was like traumatized because
right? Because he
he
saw it at a
actually
young
saw.
age.
So the process is inject they inject their eggs into a human host, male likely, usually, and when the eggs are about to hatch, they cut them out and then place them inside of a dead animal so the babies can feed on the
Eat.
dead animal instead of the host. So if you don't remove them and put them in the dead animal, they'll just feed on the host and eat them alive. And the brother
Yep.
actually saw that happen, which is not supposed to happen, but I guess that sometimes it does happen. So the brother's traumatized by that shit. So he's like, stay the fuck away from me. I don't want no parts in this. Um, and kind of talks about it with the younger brother after he sees some shit, and then the younger brother freaked out. And it turns out like what's interesting is when he tells like this creature, he's like, I don't know if I want to go through with this. He's like thinking about killing himself. The creature actually gives him a choice. Like they're not forcing them to do this. They are willing participants. Um,
The humans are willing
the humans are
participants,
willing participants, which is interesting. It's
but they do talk about that too in like
yeah.
a very brief, and I like the brief level of like world building,
Hmm.
because you very quickly find out, one, yes, they're not on Earth, they're humans, they're on like a nature preserve of like
Hmm.
humans basically, and two, this human colony at this preserve were running away from other humans that wanted to kill them, and
Yeah.
that's where they like encountered this alien race.
Hmm. Yeah, it's fucked up. But a pretty good short story. It's pretty fucking horrifying, I gotta
Well,
say.
and it ends with the choice: I can either do this to you, or I could go into your sister's room and lie
Who's
down on her.
willing?
Yeah, and there's also just a disquieting level of intimacy between like the alien human relationship, where
Hmm.
they like lay with the aliens, and then the
Hmm.
aliens like they sting them, they pacify them, and then they like there's a very detailed explanation of
There's a very
how
disgusting passage.
the egg is like goes from the body of the alien and into the boy's body.
Just know that they use the word ovipositor. So if you are aware of what that is,
Yo, I did not know what that is.
it is not. I wish I didn't know what it was, but
Oh, that's what that is.
unfortunately,
Oh,
that is a word that's used in the process of this. So
ugh.
yeah, but at the end of after the story, like on the audiobook that I was reading, Octavia Butler has like a passage where she talks about her creative process for this short story, which is not
Yeah.
something that I've heard before. from an author, and it was mad fucking interesting. She talked about how uh, her overall like inspiration for these creatures was like bot flies.
Yeah.
And
Botflies are
when
so
she started
gross.
that, like talking about this, the first thing that came to my mind was fucking bot flies.
Yeah.
Um, and she talked about like just her how she just thought it'd be funny to make a story about men being pregnant.
And for
And
those that don't know, botflies are flies that essentially lay eggs in humans in
hmm
like wounds. So like usually a human will have a bite of another insect, and then a botfly will come in in the open wound they'll lay their eggs, and then their eggs
hatch and then they eat
hatch.
their way out.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, it's fucked
I've
up.
seen it. I've seen it in Peru on the Incan Trail of people coming off the Incan Trail
Fuck no.
swollen with that shit, and it
Dude,
is
when I was a
disgusting.
kid, I saw a picture of a bot fly infection and it haunted me.
Yeah,
It really haunted me, and I think it's the reason. I don't know if it's the reason or the reason it haunted me is because I have trypophobia, but it's bad. I can't not see some shit like that without thinking of that. It was fucked up.
I have that too. Man, it's nasty. I'm starting to itch already.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let's move on.
but I mean, on the other end, yeah, it's like men being pregnant. What does that look like?
Yeah,
You know, and as two men on this podcast, I'd be really interested to see if it's as terrifying a story for women. You know, because it's like obviously there's allegory toward the parasitic nature of growing a human being,
yep.
but then this dehumanizes it because one, it's a human male that's chose as the incubator for an alien species, and it's like, oh, that's not
And
so different.
it's funny you even mentioned uh in passing like how the dude got a C-section because
Right,
essentially a C-section would kind of look something like that. So
right,
it's not too much different really. Like only thing is, if you I mean, I guess there are situations where if a woman is pregnant, the baby could kill them if they don't get a C-section. So
right,
it's kind of something that, women actually go through, except we're not fucking aliens and we don't have
right.
ovipositors.
Hey, you know, but we're feminists.
Facts. Come to our podcast for our
Come to our
strong
podcast.
feminist takes.
We are allies.
Allies.
And honestly, we got no idea what we're talking about with this
Nope.
whole giving birth thing. But
Don't
you know
fact check
what?
us.
Octavia Butler, she took us there.
She did.
Um,
I'm a fan now.
yeah, man.
I'm a
So,
fan now.
but what's interesting about this book, and I'd have to check the dates to see like when she started writing the Lilith's Brood trilogy, because there are some very close like writing choices that she did with the symbiotic relationship of the centipede spider like aliens of this book, and then in the first book of the Lilith's Brood um trilogy of books, because in that book series, um I mean, not to get like crazy into it, but basically human beings have destroyed the planet, like pollution, like nuclear war, and they're about to kill themselves, and then a bunch of them key humans get saved and put in cryostasis by these aliens. And the main character in Xenogenesis, the first book, she or sorry, the first book's Dawn. She wakes up, is repulsed by these aliens, and so like the first third of the book, she's literally just acclimating to what the aliens look like so that she can deal with them. And then on the second part, she gets somewhat used to them and then starts living with the aliens in their house. And then there's sort of forms this like symbiotic relationship in which the main character is like taking care of the young and kind of forming a, it's like lightly sexual but also caretaking, disquieting relationship with a young of this alien race. But a lot of the word choices in this remind me of Dawn, Book One, and Lilith's Brood.
I think I think sci-fi horror will always freak me out way more than like occult horror,
Okay,
cuz
yeah.
I don't know why. I think something about like possibilities, like I feel like it's way more likely that a alien species is going to come here and use us as their fucking brood than fucking a demon being summoned and wreaking havoc.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's why you have to read the marriage of that, which is like Lovecraftian horror, because
Kind of
Lovecraftian
this
horror,
kind of a blend of
yeah,
them.
yeah, because like Lovecraftian horror is like Victorian horror, so like think Edgar Allan Poe, right?
Hmm.
Edgar Allan Poe was like very Victorian in his themes. Lovecraft too, but then there's like this weird science fiction aspect of it. So it's like the cults are there, but then they worship like aliens and old gods and just like nasty, incomprehensible creatures. You know what I mean?
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, yeah. Me too, but it's also like Lovecraft was overtly racist. So there's,
Yeah,
you have to kind of, I don't know, man.
I get you. I get what you said.
You know what I mean? Like you have to, you could, I think you can like the stories, but you could also be like these stories, like
You
literally,
separating art from.
I, you know, it's, I don't
What are
know,
your
because
thoughts on that? Go into that.
I don't give
Go
Kanye, I don't
in.
give Kanye grace. And Lovecraft, I think, is far enough back. Although I haven't, I mean, I've read a lot of Lovecraft. Literally, one of Lovecraft's books is this dude, like it's a white fucking archaeologist who discovers that he's like related to this fucking monkey, like, or like this ape, and he goes insane. And that's like literally the whole
Oh
premise of
my
it, is
fucking
that he's like,
god!
no, it
Holy
can't be,
shit!
like, what the fuck? And it's like this, but this,
Holy shit! That's
it's
so
like a
fucked
whole
up.
thing, like, you know what I mean, like,
Oh man, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Unshout out to opposite of a shout out to H.P. Lovecraft.
yeah, a put down to
But
HP Lovecraft.
yeah, quiet ends the
Quiet
opposite of
N.
that's the opposite of shout out.
Quiet N.
Whisper in.
Oh,
Opposite of
shout.
a shout is a whisper.
Right, and then,
Opposite of out is a in. Whisper in. You know what?
yeah,
I hate that. I hate that I even
I
went
hate that
there,
too. That's
and I
even
hate
worse than
myself.
Seedbed.
Seedbed is so nasty. Seed. We've
Yeah,
said some real gross words. And what are we? 25 minutes in? Ovipositor, seedbed. It's a gross pod. It's a
yeah.
nasty one.
Welcome to the Gross Pod,
Welcome to the
man.
nasty pod.
We're here to make you squirm. We're talking
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
botflies and fucking
Guarantee you've taken your headphones out of your
alien,
ear at least
nasty
three
alien
times.
sex.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, and if you got tears, I'm sorry. If you're crying right now in your car or in your, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
I need the powers to do that. I need the. Oh my fucking.
Um, but talking about other scary shit, what else?
What you got?
What do I have, man? Uh, I got. I don't know. What you got? You got something?
What's up?
Oh, I thought you was getting something.
Oh no, I was just grabbing my phone.
I think horror is one of those very broad things, because like we could talk about like Ray Bradbury and like Fahrenheit 451. That was Bradbury, right?
I think so.
Have you ever read that book, Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah, that's a good book. That's a horror.
Yeah. I mean, it's not horror, it's like dystopic, and in that way it's like scary. right? Like they
Mm.
got fucking dogs that'll needle you. You can't read books. You know what I'm saying? You're burning shit down. Edgar Allan Poe. A lot of that stuff is horrific. You know, the Telltale
Yeah.
Heart. I fuck with the
Solid.
Telltale Heart. You know what I
Solid.
mean?
Solid. Solid. Interesting fact about this Telltale Heart. I don't know if you knew this, but did you watch SpongeBob growing up?
Yes.
You big SpongeBob fan?
All right. I'm not big on it, but
Okay.
I watched it.
Have you seen the episode where SpongeBob gets these like big black boots
Oh yeah,
and he keeps
the
squeaking them?
squeaky boots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an allegory for the
That's the
Telltale
Telltale
Heart.
Heart. I didn't even think
Yeah,
about that.
Mr. Krabs buried him, and it took me so long for that to click. It took, I think, after like watching it as like an adult, I was like, hold on,
Right,
because
cuz
he was like under, he like had him under the floorboards, and then he
right,
kept
right.
hearing them squeaking shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big, yeah. I fucked with that heavy.
For
Shot.
those that don't know, the Telltale Heart main character is going insane. What he like killed somebody, right?
Yeah,
He killed somebody and
and
then
then
he
bury.
buried him
Yeah,
underneath the floorboards of his house. And the whole short story is basically his grief at killing someone and then just like him having a guilty conscience about it. Because then,
and
like,
it manifests in him
hearing the
hearing the
heart.
heartbeat under the floorboards. Like he's like, damn, can they hear it? Like, or is it just in
Right.
my head? You know, he's like
Yeah,
freaking the fuck out the whole time.
he's got a constable at his house, and the
Shouts out to
constable's just
constables.
talking to him, and then I think it ends with him just like ripping up the floorboards and being like,
Yeah, if he ripped up
"What
the
the fuck?"
floorboard.
Like here it
Hmm.
is, here it is, here. Like
He basically he snitched on himself
he
in the
snitched on
end.
himself. You know what
That
I
was a good
mean?
ass story. I read that in school. I was like, damn, Edgar is on some shit. Actually, he he
Edgar
got
Allan
some
Poe
shit on
is
him.
he's really tight, man. Like the fall of House Usher is really tight. Um, about just a big old spooky house that I think just sinks into the ground at the end. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
horror in books is so varied. You got your Victorian horror, you got your dystopic, psychological.
Stephen King novels and
Steve, have
shit.
you have
Yeah.
you read any Stephen King?
I have not. I tried to read The Tower,
The Dark Tower book
The
one?
Dark Tower, but I couldn't, honestly. I wasn't reading heavy at that time, and I just kind of just
Yeah.
tried to throw myself into it, and I just didn't really. It didn't click hard enough for me, and I also didn't force myself to read it. But uh,
The Dark
no, I haven't
Tower,
read any of them.
those books are tight. But those books are kind of like the equivalent of the Stormlight Archive. Like
Like heavy,
they're
heavy
yeah,
fantasy.
it's like high fantasy. It goes in and out of being horror, even though like Stephen King is like a horror writer. Um Doctor Sleep is really good. That's the sequel to The Shining.
Mm,
And
I
Doctor
need to
Sleep
see that
is
movie. I
yeah.
heard it was super good.
The movie, I think that is that done by Mike Flanagan? I don't know, but the movie's really well done. The book is really good because it's like it like all of Stephen King's characters, they're flawed, and then on top of that, there's like scary shit happening. And obviously, like if you've seen The Shining or if you've read The Shining, you know that boy from The Shining grows up and is massively traumatized, and he's also just like a drunk and just like kind of failing his way through life. It's really hard to read because Stephen King gets really graphic about like nasty details. Like obviously he's got monsters and shit, but like in one of the first chapters, the main character wakes up in a pool of their own vomit, and I don't know, just like stuff like that. He gets into like how fucked up the morning after pounding headache and like that sort of shit is, and then when he gets into the actual horrific details, there's a reason why he's a master of horror, man. Like that
I
shit
like
is. Go ahead.
I like things that really showcase some good old fashioned insanity.
Yeah,
And you can't really tell what's reality and what's not.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
fuck with those.
What's this
Um,
book, The Lottery, that you were reading?
oh, The Lottery. That's another short story. That's by Shirley Jackson. It was written in 1948. It's is basically just about this town. The entire time they're just talking about, oh, we gotta get ready for the lottery. You see people like filing in, like I don't know if they're in like a town hall or something, but they're filing in, and they're also or like town square or something like that, and they're also
Hmm.
piling up a bunch of rocks. They're going around like talking about who's going to be participating. If you're missing, your wife has to take over for you. And they're just basically talking about it as if this is just like a normal ass town. But in the end, um, you find out that the lottery is actually a like kind of like a dark ritual where every, I don't know, maybe like a year or so, one person is chosen by the lottery, and then they're stoned to death. And this is done contextually. This is also done in other towns. Like they talk about how in other towns they're like, oh, they're going to stop doing the lottery. I think I think it's like a kind of like they talk about it like a ritual thing. Like, oh, if we do this, then good things will happen, type thing.
Mm.
And it's done like in multiple towns, and it just kind of like really encapsulates the dark side of like human nature and traditions, where if something is normalized, you don't really like, a lot of the times you don't see how fucking evil it is. And I think that that kind of relates into a lot of things that well, maybe not you and I, but I'll say like Americans or just, humans, normalize that are actually like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, hey, us too. I mean, in
Us too, yeah,
America,
we definitely got some fucked up things like um how we dispose of our fucking garbage is fucked up. Like there should be so much garbage in the ocean,
also
but
guns.
we don't give a shit. Yeah, guns, like guns are so normal now. I can literally go, like I'm about to, well, I can go to the store and buy a gun right now, and then just have it. A literal death
I Uber ate
machine.
a gun this afternoon.
You what? Oh, you
Nah,
Uber?
nah, man.
You
You
got a
know,
gun through Uber Eats?
yeah, man. You
Uber
know,
Uber damn. I thought I had one. Uber. Damn. Can't.
Uber gun. Uber
That's
gun just
too.
sounds like a big gun.
Yeah. Uber guns.
DoorDash a Glock.
DoorDash.
What else?
Fuck.
But
I'm really
regardless,
blanking on these.
yeah,
Damn.
I feel
I
that
thought I'd
though.
have one. Anyways,
It's all right. It's all right.
yeah. Just like the normalization of really fucked up things, and how people can just like overlook it is kind of what I got from that short story. And it's real short. Uh, I listened to like the audio of it. And it was like 18 minutes. I think you should check it out. It's not.
Okay.
It's real
Yeah, yeah.
short. Yeah.
Is that your is that your recommendation for this week?
Um. Yes.
Keep it spooky.
That's
Okay.
my rec. No, my recommendation is fucking Bloodchild.
Bloodchild
Go listen to or read Bloodchild, because if you like fucked up horror sci-fi shit, read Bloodchild. Honestly, it's
by
a good
Octavia
read. Yeah,
Butler.
you'll
Yeah.
really get to see how fucking big brain Octavia Butler is. Because I'm a fan now. I'm not kidding. I'm about to read some more of her shit.
Octavia Butler is super tight. I'm gonna do my. I'll do my. Wait, should we do a 30-second thing of Bloodchild for the talks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, all right. Do you want to do it?
All right. Yeah, I'll do it.
Hold up, hold
Fuck.
up. All right.
I don't know any names. I can't remember any of their. I think the main character's name is Gun, and the right is it
I
Gun?
think they're all kind of they kind of sound like Eastern names. I think it's Gon
Gone.
Gon,
They do
whatever.
sound kind of Eastern. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a lot
cause
of
cause
random like Eastern type thing.
Gon's brother was like I don't even know, but
What was the name of the creature?
Tagatoy.
Tugatoy. Yeah. All right.
Tagatoy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, all right,
All
all
right.
right. So I'm gonna put 30
Make sure you
seconds
got the.
on.
Maybe I can see the 30 seconds
I
this
got
time.
you. I got you. Hold up. You might have too much time, honestly.
Maybe it's a short story. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. You ready?
Yep. Okay, so there's this boy, his name is Gon, and he is being taken care of by his like sick mom and this creature named Tugatoy. And throughout the story, you find out that the creature and his mom grew up together. You find out that the mom gave him to the creature, and then she gave him to him so he can be like fucking bred and have her fucking alien babies, and that's it.
Fair enough. That's
Gross.
that's a good 30-second, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I like,
Yeah.
short stories,
Yeah, short stories.
solar
In
days.
Solar Days. In the since we're doing short stories, I'm gonna do my recommendation is a book called The Ballad of Black Tom.
That sounds familiar. Who's that by?
Victor Lavalle, Victor Lavelle.
Give me a quick synop. That's short for
Um,
synopsis, if anybody didn't know.
it takes all right. So it takes place in Harlem. I actually said Harlem this time. I rewatched that last episode. Didn't say Harlem once. You
I don't know
just
where
thought
the
that
fuck I
nigga was
got that
black
from. I don't know why.
because he played basketball. That's what you thought. You were like, oh, basketball, black. That's all that was. Anyways,
I don't know why I thought you said Harlem, bro. I don't know why that was just like picturing
anyways,
in my head.
the Ballad of Black Tom takes place in Harlem. The main character is like a little hustler, he's on the mean streets, blah blah blah. But he meets like a millionaire at this party who wants him to participate in like bringing back these like old gods, and it's really I mean, it's very much like Lovecraft Country, but it's actually written by a black person. It's inspired by H.P. Lovecraft themselves, but it's really tight because it deals heavily with sort of race. It takes place in the 1920s. Main character's black from Harlem. Um, and so race is sort of intertwined. And yeah, you have like this shitty ass millionaire who doesn't really care about like, you know, black folk and is just using them. And the end of the book is really tight because the main character,
Don't spoil it.
well, okay, I won't spoil it. The main character's tight, and the main character uses like spells from the like supreme alphabet of the 5% nation. So like it's very black. You know what I mean? Like the five
Whoa.
percenters, like Israel, like I don't know, like kind
Like
of
the
like the
Black Israelites?
yeah, but like the heart of yeah, you know
Huh. Okay.
Muslim, but it's like the East Coast Muslims, like Riza, righteous zigzag Allah, Jizza, whatever. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, but
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna
the
read it. I'm gonna read it.
final words of that are so fucking like ill, like from the main character, because I don't know. You just got to read it, but go check that out. The Ballad of Black
I'm
Tom.
gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
That's the
That's the
pot.
pod.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Oops,
the
we did it again.
Oops. Oops, that's the pod. We
We're
got
just,
another one in the
we just
books.
talking books, baby. You know.
Yeah, you can find me at uh Indigo Father 100 on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, wherever you want to see me, type that in and there I'll be. Um that was a spell. Just put a spell
Dang,
on all
that's
you niggas.
spooky.
My bad. Oops. Put a spell.
Hey,
Oops. Put a
oops, my
spell on
bad.
y'all. Oops.
Hey, you know it's called spelling for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Where can I find you, Gangy?
Omega Marcus is across everything in which I want to be found. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get caught up on charges.
Mm. What
I've
kind of
said too
charges?
much.
Wait,
That's the pod.
let's get
That's
into it.
the
What kind of
pod.
charges? This is fire. Shouts out Nate.
Shout out to Nate.
Peace.